welcome back to Popcast. We got another great episode for you today. We're coming straight from Cinemark and viewing Project
Hail Mary.
Hail Mary, starring the great Ryan Gosling.
A new personality has officially arrived.
What do you mean?
Well, that's what the Ryan Gosling fans.
That's what they say.
They go to a movie with Ryan Gosling to experience a new personality.
Was it a new personality?
I think so. Yeah. Science
Gosling.
That's the new personality.
Is it like the Smurfs? It's just like a
Imagine Ryan Gosling as
driving
a Smurf.
Gosling, science Gosling.
What's another Gosling? Barbie Gosling.
Barbie Gosling. I'm not a big Ryan Gosling. I don't know what. Anyway,
whoa. Don't say that.
I can't name a Ryan Gosling movie.
Like the other guys? You ever seen that one? That one is good. I like that.
Is that
one.
with
Russell Crowe? And they're like detectives in the 70s.
I don't think I've seen.
You've never seen?
I'm sure
that
I
one?
have, but see, it
might not be the other guys. It might be the nice guys.
I'm sure I had to have seen it.
Oh, dude, if you haven't seen that one, is funny. That one's worth a watch.
But again, it didn't stand out to me. But so
probably because you've never seen it.
Coming to you straight from, I'm sure I had to have seen it. If not, I will view it this weekend and give you my input about what would that be.
The nice guys.
Yeah, nice guy Gosling.
No, Detective Gosling.
Detective Gosling.
But he's like a bad detective.
Like a bumbling bad detective.
Yeah.
And Russell Crowe's the.
No, they're both kind of idiots.
Sounds like a real winner. I don't know. I'll have to look that up and see if it's on Netflix because I can't recall if I've seen it, but I probably have. Being the movie connoisseur that I am. When do you think that came out? 90s? 2000s?
No, like 2017.
I probably haven't seen it then. If I haven't seen it at the theater.
Yeah, it's new. Maybe not.
How long do you think Ryan Gosling's been around?
Dude, he's been around for a lot longer than people think.
Why don't you look up and see what his earliest major film was?
I think it was, what's that movie, Between the Pines? You ever seen that?
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
You know,
I think that was his first one.
Yeah, it was kind of, it wasn't very good. It was
Yeah,
supposed to be dramatic.
I think that's the consensus on that one.
Yeah, wasn't very good. So anyway, besides the Ryan Gosling situation, there's a lot going on out there if you're paying any attention.
What are we talking about? Are we talking about real world?
Yeah,
are we getting political right now?
No.
Oh, okay.
Forget that stuff. Never mind that. There's like a rash of Bigfoot sightings in Ohio, northeast Ohio.
2016, The Nice Guys.
See, I know I've seen that.
You have not seen this, bro.
2016, so he's been around.
Blade Runner 2049.
That's a good one. Okay, I like that one. Blade Runner Gosling.
Yeah, Blade Runner Gosling. That's a popular Gosling. Oh, Remember the Titans is probably his first one.
He was just a guy. He was a guy on the team.
Yeah. He even said like he would position himself near Denzel Washington to be
because he knew he was going to be. That was where the camera was going to be.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a good strategy. That's not dumb. Smart Gosling.
Smart Gosling.
So anyway, there's a rash of Bigfoots, real live Bigfoot sightings in Ohio.
Go ahead.
That, it just hit me. We talked about the urban legends, our last show, and look what manifested in Ohio.
It's scary the power we have.
Yes, indeed.
It's scary the power we have, and it's like sometimes it happens, but it's the minuscule ones, like real life Bigfoots. Now, imagine if our full power got unleashed.
Yeah.
Some of the ideas we spitball out there. The Batmite Bizarro. I can't believe that's not even...
That hasn't been picked up.
Honestly, James Gunn, what are you doing? Did you see the Lanterns trailer?
Oh, no. I didn't even know that was a thing.
The Batmite Bizarro thing would have been better. It's pretty,
The problem, and I'll say this even about the Spider-Man trailer, another big event that has come out. But I just feel like it's just a Marvel movie.
Yeah.
Punisher was cool.
Yeah.
But...
We'll get into that.
Is he really cool? I mean, he is, but it's like... It's just Marvel fatigue, I think. It's superhero fatigue, maybe. Because I really don't know what superhero you could do at this point that I would be excited for, aside from, obviously, Batman.
And Supergirl, of course. Well, yeah, I mean, Batman, that's just a moneymaker. You know? But who knows when that one's coming out? The Batman Part 2.
Yeah, I read an article on it. They talked about it. It's a very unique and very different script.
Yeah, they're hiring people left and right for it. But even
that's always a bad sign.
No, I mean like actors.
Oh,
They're
okay.
casting. My bad. But Robert Pattinson, I mean, that guy is gonna be on a roll. Okay, he's in the Odyssey, and he's in Dune. Okay, 2 huge movies. He's in something else.
There's another one, Dune. The Dune trailer came out this week.
Yeah, we'll get to those. Let's circle back to the Bigfoot problem.
Okay, is it a problem?
Yeah, it is a problem. It's a huge problem right now. People are scared for their lives.
Are they?
In Ohio.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a meteor exploding over our heads, and there's Bigfoots left and right. And I heard people are starting to connect these Bigfoot sightings. They're near some sort of ravine under the earth, the tectonic plates or something.
Oh.
It's all centered around this tectonic plate.
You know, if you compare the people that go missing in national forests, if you take that map, which that's a whole thing too. If you haven't seen Missing 411, don't be walking around national forests
alone at night.
alone at broad daylight.
Well, yeah, because don't be walking around anywhere alone at night.
These people like they're walking together and the person lags behind by 10 feet and all of a sudden they're like, hey, what happened to Larry? I don't know. Larry's gone. They can't find him.
Appalachian.
So anyway, you take that map and then you overlay it with the subterranean tunnel map.
It's
the same.
It's not even
So that's
near identical. It is identical.
Yes, it's like. So this goes. So yeah, same thing there. Maybe these Bigfoots are coming up from underground.
Yeah.
Because there's a subterranean. If you don't know, I mean, what are you doing if you don't know the situation?
We know you clicked on this for a Project Hail Mary review, but
you know,
buckle up.
But yeah. So, but they're saying I heard reports of the black-haired one, a brown-haired one, and a red-haired one.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing, and they're all over.
They're thinking maybe it's a family migrating or something.
I don't know what it could
Or
be.
maybe it's a herd. What is a bunch of Sasquatch called?
Why aren't we going out?
Yeah, well, we should be doing a field. But I don't want to get you go out looking for a Bigfoot, you disappear into the subterranean chambers.
This is just the misconception with the Sasquatch.
Do you believe in the Sasquatch?
Of course. I believe they once were more prominent, but have been driven away because the world is what it is. But there's a certain sense of...
I mean, if you could go just live in the woods, wouldn't you?
Yeah. But anyways, I feel like there's a misconception. The Sasquatch aren't mean.
No, they really aren't.
I feel like they're kind of
whoever's
peaceful.
been killed by a Sasquatch.
Exactly.
You're not just driving
I
by.
mean, there's times when people have been attacked, but it's like totally your fault.
Yeah,
you know what
it
I'm
is.
saying?
Oh yeah.
I feel like the Sasquatch are almost nature monks of nature.
You know? Yeah, I mean, you drive by Chicago, you could get killed. You walk out in the woods, Sasquatch not trying to kill you.
Yeah, you drive by one of these bad neighborhoods.
It could be over for you.
Absolutely.
Anytime.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
you think it's a physical creature?
A Sasquatch?
There's a group of theory out there that it's like a interdimensional being.
I buy into that. I really like that.
Because it disappears. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, you
You
can't
can't trust these
catch the
guys.
thing.
You can trust them, but you can't trust them.
Yeah, you can't
They're
trust
nice, but they're tricksters.
Tricksters. Yeah, they don't try to kill you though.
No.
Because they could kill you.
Yeah, they could rip you apart. You ever seen like just a gorilla?
Let's not get into that. How many people would it take to to fight a Sasquatch?
Just with hands?
Yeah, bare hands.
I would say at least 20.
Oh, psh.
You think what? You think less?
No, I think it's got to be more.
Okay, yeah. Because a Sasquatch.
I think he's more mobile than a gorilla.
Oh yeah, for sure, and he's a little bit smarter, I'd imagine.
A little bit smarter. He might have some hand-to-hand techniques.
Yeah, I just feel like as well.
Like gorillas, they don't fight to kill. This guy might have to fight grizzly bears to eat.
That's true. Gorillas are very docile.
They're like vegetarian.
They're vegetarian, yeah.
So they're not like, you know.
In the thick of it, practicing.
Yeah. Or a Bigfoot, maybe he does. Maybe they have fight nights.
We don't know
Amongst
what's going on.
themselves.
Yeah, we don't know what's going on with their culture. We're not here to judge them.
So that's in Ohio. And then, yeah, meteorites crashing down. Maybe the two are linked somehow.
Oh, maybe the Bigfoots are summoning the fall of Cabal.
The fall of Cabal. So yeah, so there's that. So then we got the Spider-Man trailer.
Yeah. Your thing is it.
Huh?
Your thing is it.
What this?
That's the Spider-Man one, I think.
Well, so we're going to jump into the comics then?
Well,
so here we got
they
the
correlate.
comics.
They
Okay,
correlate.
all right, I got this one. This is 1979 Marvel Tales, which as you comic people know, Marvel Tales are reprints of the actual, and this one is the tarantula, and that is a shot right from the movie,
right from the
trailer,
right from the trailer, the Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer.
Brand new.
So let's
day.
talk about that.
Let's talk about it.
What's going on here with this Spider-Man fella? You know, they finally got him right. It only took 3. Well, this would be the 4th solo movie. Who knows, the 7th, 8th appearance of the character, and they finally managed to get him right. That's not impressive, guys. That should have been done in one.
Wait a minute. What are we talking about here?
The MCU Spider-Man. I'm not a fan. Right now, this will be easily...
Tobey Maguire? Are you a fan of Tobey Maguire Spider-Man? You're saying it took all those episodes you didn't like?
No, I'm saying it took Spider-Man's
7.
appearance in Civil War,
His
own movie.
You didn't like any of those other ones?
What are we doing? Why does he have an Iron Spider suit?
Yeah, they went off the rails.
Why is Iron Man babysitting him? Why does he have an Iron Man suit?
I don't mind that, but I didn't like when we just used the Iron Man armor, and then he's got spider legs. It's just too... He's just too overpowered.
And then the last one is the multiverse. Okay, this is not a Spider-Man.
That was cool, though.
Was it? No.
Dude, we love that movie.
I don't love that movie. I stand against that movie. No, I stand against that movie.
Because we walked out of the theater and that was a cool movie.
No, we walked out of the theater and I was like, that was complete fanfare. This was a fanfare carpet rollout.
I'm a fan.
Have you ever rewatched it? No. You know why? I have rewatched it.
I don't think there's...
I have rewatched it, and you know what I was looking at? I was sitting there, and the movie like pauses for these big reveals to be like, everybody clap. That's a horrible movie. That's like a Broadway show. Okay, that's not a movie. If I can't sit there and rewatch the movie and get some enjoyment out of it, it's pretty bad.
I'm going to say that there's very few movies out right now that I have any desire. They could be good movies, but I don't have a desire to go back and watch them again.
And you know what's always bugged me about this Spider-Man No Way Home? That was the one with all of them. Oh, these villains got pulled here. So again, Spider-Man hasn't even faced a Spider-Man villain yet in this series. The Vulture didn't like Iron Man. Spider-Man just kind of was in the way. Mysterio didn't like Iron Man. Spider-Man, again, was just in the way. They're all using Iron Man technology. This is lame. You know, you have sorcerers in the MCU. Why can't Mysterio just be a sorcerer? You know, why can't he just be an illusionist? Why does he have to have Stark drones make the illusions for him?
The best incarnation of Mysterio is the 1960s cartoon.
Exactly. All right. And then
that Mysterio was cool.
This third one, it's just everybody else's villain. They couldn't even pull a villain out of the MCU to fight Spider-Man.
About?
It's Doc Ock. No, the third Spider-Man movie. This is the fourth one. It's Doc Ock. It's Green Goblin. It's Lizard.
Those are all Spider-Man villains.
But from different Spider-Man movies.
Yeah,
not
the same
Tom
problem.
Holland's original. And now you ruin those characters. You can't have them in.
Can't have them in there anymore.
Because, Norman Osborn appears. Spider-Man's
like, you cannot do Norman Osborn again.
Exactly, because he would shut that down right away, too. But the thing about it is, they get pulled into this universe because they all know Peter Parker is Spider-Man. That's the problem. That's why all these villains are there. But Amazing Spider-Man, Andrew Garfield, pulls off his mask to talk to Electro, his villain, and Electro goes, "Oh, I thought you'd be black." What? Okay, so he doesn't know he doesn't know Peter Parker's Spider-Man then. How does that get rid? I get it's the joke, I get it's a nod to Miles Morales, but at the same time, you can't do that, you know? So that movie's bad. That movie is bad. It looks bad. It's poorly written. It's not even Spider-Man, it's a multiverse. I mean, what are we doing?
Well,
save that for the cartoon. Those Across the Spider-Verse and everything was cool.
Yeah,
but this one, so I'm glad to see they finally managed to be like, okay, he doesn't have money. Not everybody knows he's Spider-Man. I hated that about that trilogy as well.
Yeah, that was a tough one.
Just immediate, everybody knows he's Spider-Man. His girlfriend knows he's Spider-Man. Ned knows. Aunt May knows.
Right.
Tony Stark knows.
But those are some things, though, they have to do something different because you've had 2 Spider-Man trilogies where we hit all those beats. Nobody knows he's Spider-Man. He has to reveal that he's Spider-Man in some dramatic moment. So you can't. You can't. That's why I say you can't keep rebooting. I'm glad they didn't do the stupid origin story for Batman. I've said that before on this show. No, but we don't need to know.
Yeah.
We don't need to know we don't need to see Superman. We don't need to see that origin. We don't need to see Spider-Man's origin. Just pick it up. Like James Bond. Just pick it up in the middle somewhere.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to care.
Yeah, but this Brand New Day. I think it looks cool. The suit looks sweet.
Yeah, I do like it. That's very the old school's colors.
Yeah.
And style.
But I don't know. It didn't like really do anything. I was like watching. I was like, it's cool, but at the same time,
it's like
they're falling into the Spider-Man trap as well. We're just gonna throw everything in here. You know what I'm saying? You watch that trailer. Okay, what are we doing? It was Scorpion. I think a lot of it is going to be a montage at the beginning. I think Tarantula, the Amazing Fantasy Home Run.
Might just be.
I think that's all just like
kind of like Fantastic Four did.
Yeah,
which that was cool.
Yeah, and that'll be
fun. They worked in a lot of lore.
Yeah, that'd be fun just to kind of do. I mean, throw Tarantula in there and whatnot.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I doubt if he's like a major villain. Maybe, who knows?
But there's rumors that Sadie Sink's character's Phoenix. Okay, that's cool. But what are you going to have? Phoenix, Hulk, Punisher, and Spider-Man mutating into man.
Hugh Jackman's walking around saying, "I'm not in it," but I wouldn't tell you if I was in it.
He's not in it. They're not going to pull Wolverine.
He wouldn't tell you if he was. You got
gonna...
Punisher. That'd be sweet. Punisher, Wolverine.
But that's just too much. That's just...
It is. But they're just, you know, those were the coolest comic books when those guys crossed over. But it's tough to do in a movie all at once.
Yeah. We'll see.
We'll see. I mean, I'm not like... The trailer looked good, but for me, it's just like, yeah, okay, Marvel movie.
Yeah, that's yeah.
A lot of the novelty's off. And maybe they just need to step back for 10 years.
Yeah, but they're not doing that. A soft reboot. They talk about...
I mean, we're going to it. We'll like it.
Well, yeah, I'm sure... Like I said, I think it'll be the best one. The best Spider-Man movie for MCU.
Yeah.
Because it looks like it's actually Spider-Man and not...
Right.
Iron Boy posing as Spider-Man.
Not tagging along with all the other stuff. So then also the Dune trailer came out. I know you
now we finally have a movie to talk about. This is a Dune comic book. Number 1 in a 3-issue limited series.
And that's old school. That's the 80s. David Lynch.
David Lynch. Dune. Look at that.
Lynch Dune with Sting from the Police.
Oh, yeah. Sting from the Police. That guy from Twin Peaks is Paul.
Yeah. I forget his name right offhand.
Yeah.
It's right on the tip of my tongue, but...
Jeez Louise.
Yeah.
Dune 3. That's going to be movie of the year. I mean, that's legit.
And when's that come out?
December.
So is it going to be the movie of this year?
Yeah, this year. Movie of the year. I mean, that looks...
It does look good. I think those have been building. The first one, a lot of world building, a lot of lore building. Slower paced. The second one, you didn't have to explain all that lore, so it was a more faster pace. And this one looks like it's even going to be...
It's going to be crazy.
More action packed.
It's going to be crazy.
Crazy.
And when you compare the two trailers, the Dune and Spider-Man trailer...
Yeah.
It's just not even close. You know, the Spider-Man fans will try to argue. You guys, it's not close. I would even say just like the overall look. You know, like the Spider-Man has a smooth...
Yeah.
And that's the MCU look, and I don't like that. It's a very digital, smooth look.
Yeah.
Everybody looks so like clean and like their actors. And then you have the Dune 3 trailer. They look like they've been out in the desert for a while. Everybody's got scars on their face. Everybody's got dirtied up. Yeah. I like that. I like when it's like, oh, they're really...
Yeah, there's something going on there. There's some stakes in the game.
Yeah, they got blood all over their face, and Spider-Man's like...
That's why I say it just
looks like he's walking in, going on lunch break in a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like this. It looks like this pretty much.
Yeah.
Clean, crisp, solid colors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm sure...
It's going to be a good
movie. Spider-Man, it'll be sweet. It'll be fun.
It'll be fun.
And then
I like Tom Holland as Spider-Man. I think he's probably the best out of the big screen Spider-Man.
They actually casted him when he was young, too, to their credit. You know, Tobey Maguire was pushing 30.
Yeah,
and Spider-Man 1, and it was like, what is this guy doing in high school right now?
So, all right, so Dune trailer. Was there something else that we were going to talk about?
Sasquatch.
Was there another trailer?
No.
Yeah, all right. So, the Star Wars trailer. That's just played.
I mean, let's just give us a break. Yeah, you want to talk about somebody needing to go on break.
Yeah, they got to go on break. They just got to let that die. Star Wars is dead to me. I don't know what
they got a lot to figure out over there. You know, at least the MCU, they hit one every once in a while. You know, like Thunderbolts, that was sweet.
Yeah,
Spider-Man would be cool.
Yeah. They're at least worth going to see. You're gonna be entertained.
Yes.
Star Wars anymore.
You're
I'm
just
shaking
start
my head the whole time.
Yeah.
I'm just like, come on, man.
What are you doing?
You're giving me nothing. Giving me nothing to work with here. So this movie, Hail Mary, Project Hail Mary, sort of not a futuristic, modern day science fiction. What's your first impression?
It was alright.
Did you read the book?
I didn't read the book. I heard it's a lot of science, a lot of...
Kind of a Michael Crichton-ish.
Yep. Exactly, actually. The graphs are in there and...
Oh, really?
I don't know.
Have
the
you read
graphs
Michael,
are in...
Have you read Michael?
I've read Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
And I remember reading this, I'm like, dude, what's going on here?
Yeah.
My bad, I thought this was about dinosaurs. Okay.
You're right, 12, thinking it was a dinosaur book.
Yeah, I mean, what are we doing? I love that movie. And then all of a sudden, I read the book and I'm like, what's
going on?
What are you trying to explain to me here? Okay, get to the T-Rex.
I felt, even watching this pretty early on, I really felt this is a movie that would be better as a book.
It was a book. It was a book for me.
Right, but I mean, I don't know that I've ever watched a movie and thought, this would be better as a book. Even movies that were adapted from books. Not to say I didn't like it, but you could just tell, I feel, that there was a lot more to be said and probably a better way to say it and do it, and that probably is the book. Now, I never read the book. I'd be interested, if you have read the book, to maybe just throw down what your thoughts once you see the movie, how they compare. Because a lot of people will read the book and then go, oh, the book was so much better, because you can pack so much more in there.
Yeah.
But
and I feel like, just to trail off what you're saying, relationship-wise, between Ryan Gosling and the other main character, I feel like that probably worked a lot better in the book, because I feel like there was a lot more for them to discuss and have equal sort of say in their partnership. Like, this was a lot of Ryan Gosling felt so much more superior to his counterpart character.
Which obviously is a superior intelligence being, right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you say?
I would say so. I mean, just based off of ship size alone. You know?
And the relationship, though, comes off, and I think because it is a movie and the other creature doesn't speak English and doesn't speak for itself, you get a lot of exposition from Ryan Gosling, which puts him in the position of sort of explaining to the creature. Really, he's explaining to the audience, but it comes across as he's explaining to the creature, which makes it seem like he's the smarter of the two, when I think it's clear that he's not.
Yeah. Or at least that's what they're trying to let off, that, or at least that they're equal, but you're just not getting that. You're not getting a sense that they're equal intelligence, because you just couldn't have the creature sit there and talk with the voice they gave him and go back and forth with Ryan Gosling efficiently. I feel, in a movie standpoint, but in a book, again, it would be so much easier and so much more doable to have them play off of each other and have each one bring something to the table, and it not be an exposition necessarily, but a conversation.
Yeah. Yeah, it was and again, I'm not saying it's a bad movie. I think there's people that will love this movie. There's nerds and science people that will love this movie. I like the way it was done. I like how they sort of do a flashback thing throughout, where, you know, they kind of go through the steps on Earth, but it's interspersed throughout the rest of the movie. So it's sort of flashbacks throughout. Yeah. I like the way they did that, and I have to say, I might even have liked the Earth stuff better.
I was thinking that too.
Because there's people that they're interacting, and they did a good characterization of all the people, I thought, where there was different personalities and different viewpoints.
And that's where I was laughing the most too.
Yeah.
I mean, I got a few giggles out of it, you know, I won't lie.
I'm going to not lie either and say that I did not.
You didn't get a giggle out of it? I thought it was enjoyable. I thought
on the Earth, a couple of the Earth parts.
Yeah, on the Earth parts. That's what I'm talking about. Him with Carl, his like security guard.
Yeah, those guys were good together.
Yeah, they were fun. I liked the little Chinese guy helping him out on the ship at the there.
That's what I mean. There was a lot of good, and the characters were different.
Yeah,
they had different roles, they had different jobs, and they had different characterizations.
Yeah,
I feel like that movie could have been better to just be on Earth solving the problem.
Yeah,
maybe. I'm not knocking the movie. I had this weird sensation that this story would be better as a book. I really felt that throughout the movie.
Yeah. Just because we already made all the points about that, too.
Yeah.
It's hard in a movie to have an alien who can't talk. Regular, I guess, so to say.
But you've had that in other movies,
yeah.
And they've done it. I hate to say that other movies, they have done it better, but you could just tell there was so much missing, because it's this whole science-y thing.
That's what I'm saying. You couldn't have an alien explain science on a computer voice. Like, I would have been even more bored. I would have been like, in Lost. But in a book, I feel like it would be so much easier just because it's like, the alien is just talking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
It doesn't have to be vocalized because the alien's talking, sure, and they can just go dialogue for dialogue. It doesn't really matter, so to say.
Right. Yeah.
So I think that's the most incremental part that I feel like slows the movie down and just adds a little bit of Ryan Gosling is treating this alien like a dog, like a rock animal. Instead of an equal or superior intelligence.
Yes, 100%. Exactly. That's exactly my feeling too. Yeah, and the way they design the creature is like a little animal.
Yeah, and I don't know if that's how it is in the book. I'd imagine the book though it probably is like taller. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it like stands up on its legs and it's of height with him, so it's a little more menacing and present. But maybe not. Maybe in the book it is a little animal. I don't know. I would imagine, though, in a book you can design anything.
Right. Maybe in a movie it has to... You're limited probably somewhat. Yeah. I will say this. It didn't seem over CGI.
No, I think they used a puppet for the creature.
Probably for a lot.
Yeah.
At least.
Because it did... The movie did look good. The Green Planet was a little... And then here's the other thing. I hate to compare it. You know... But you can't not compare it to Interstellar.
Yeah,
and obviously you're not going to win that.
No,
no matter what you put out there. And my biggest thing was there were no stakes and there wasn't a presence of danger in the movie for me watching it. And they even say it in the movie. They're like, Ryan Gosling, you're like a loser. You have nothing on Earth anyway. And so to me it was like, yeah, what is the difference in this guy?
Stakes? Well, they
loses.
See, again, I would say it was better as a book because they did show him like contemplating, writing on a whiteboard, who am I? Kind of like, why am I here? So he's thinking about these questions, and the relationship with the alien is supposed to be where he raises his stakes. He now cares for this alien creature so much so that he's going to sacrifice his... You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it would have came off so much... I feel like it would come off so much better in the book because, like you say, you don't get that in the movie. You have to think about it. You know, he was asking, why, writing on the whiteboard, who am I? Why am I here?
Yeah. Yeah, but I don't know.
So you never...
There's nothing like when Matthew McConaughey's driving away to go to the space station. He leaves his daughter and his son, and he's sitting in the car crying as he's driving. There's never a moment like that where you're like,
no,
he's given up a lot to do this. You know, even though it might be saving the world, he is like leaving what he considers to be the world to do that. You know? And there's never a moment throughout the movie where you feel him go through a setback. You know, yeah, he takes some damage, but it's never...
You're never on the edge of your
seat. It's never a setback of when...
I don't know if this mission's going to fail.
Well, not even that. In Interstellar, when they go down to the planet with the water and they come back and it's 23 years past. Yeah. It was an hour for you, it's 23 years. And he's watching...
Right, he's devastated.
All the videos. And you feel that because you're like, wow, you know, he just lost all that time. His whole thing was he wanted to kind of get back maybe. And then at the very end, too, you know, they ride... I mean, the black hole sequence in Interstellar where they have to ride through the black hole. The docking sequence again. And that's where... That's felt like in Hail Mary, their finale sequence. It just wasn't... This movie, Hail Mary, wasn't even close to the docking scene in Interstellar.
No. And that... It kind of plays out and looks like that and feels like that, but it's nowhere near.
No.
I mean, I even noticed the soundtrack, and I thought Interstellar, just not even close.
Yeah. But again, this is just so unfair. I mean, Christopher Nolan, Matthew McConaughey in his prime, Hans Zimmer with the score. I mean, you can't.
And it's a different movie.
Yeah, I don't think it's meant to be.
It's definitely, I think it's supposed to hinge on the relationship maybe between Ryan Gosling and the alien, but you never, like I say, for whatever reason, I didn't feel that there was, you know what I mean?
A lot there.
Other movies have done that better. Enemy Mine, E.T., other movies have done that alien relationship better, where they can't communicate and they don't talk. And then the other part of it, the space part of it, other movies have done that better, Interstellar being one of them. So it just doesn't quite hit. Yeah. I think the parts on Earth, I really think those were the best parts.
Yeah.
And maybe it's just because there's people.
Yeah, and I felt like that's when it was kind of the most danger was felt. Like that party sequence on the boat, I was like, oh, these guys are going to risk a lot.
Yeah.
You felt that, and they were just kind of partying to get out of it, but...
Well, even, you go back to the stakes, even just a popcorn movie like Armageddon, you know that asteroid's going to hit the Earth if they don't do something, and there's something on the line. These guys... Yeah. You feel that tension throughout the movie. This movie, I don't feel like there's ever any tension of, is this going to fail? They
never cut back to Earth to see how it's going. Like the sun's diminishing until the very end, and it's like,
it's kind of snowy.
Yeah, I was like, oh. See, that would have been nice to see, like, oh, we're running out of time.
Yeah.
We don't know if this guy's going to be able to even find. But the whole idea is that it's a Hail Mary. It might not be anything. But I always kind of felt like, oh, there's going to be something.
I bet in the book it was way more difficult for them. But they get that sample.
Yeah.
2 minutes of screen time goes by and he's got it solved.
Yeah, because again, he's never losing. Like in Interstellar, he's constantly losing. He's losing time, he's losing his connection. And he's got to keep on just adding to the risk and the risk and the risk. And it's so much because he has something to lose. Yeah. He has his daughter to lose, whereas this guy, again, has nothing to lose. And even in Interstellar, you're going back to Earth with his daughter as the point of view character when she's grown up. And you're seeing that, there's just dust and everything's going bad. Yeah,
that would have been a good gauge. But when they flash back, it's always to right before the mission, leading up to the mission, and how he... kind of was part of that and everything like that. And maybe they should have went back to those people, and you see that time going on, the degradation of the Earth, and okay, this guy, move, get yourself moving. We gotta get back.
Yeah, there's stuff happening because it's not happening on the other end. Happening on Earth.
I like the way they told the story. I think the effects were great.
Yeah,
I like the design of the spaceship. I was not a big fan of the design of the creature.
Yeah, that was it. Because again, it just makes him feel so like inferior, even though I feel like they're the smarter guy.
Then there was some dialogue and stuff at the beginning that basically said he's the smarter guy. He's more intelligent.
Yeah, like he's throwing him messages, and Ryan Gosling has to go out and grab them, and then he throws one right into his little pod, so he doesn't have to go out anymore. And Ryan Gosling can't figure out the messages, and this guy's making all sorts of things. Yeah, I don't know. Once they gave him the voice, it was kind of like, oh,
now he's
this guy's dumb.
And I realized, it just occurred to me that with this movie, and it's all movies, so I'm not putting this movie down because I think it's just a trope that you fall into. We, for some reason, understand their language and don't stumble or reverse the order of words. Or maybe you just can't show that because it's from our point of view. But always the aliens, they don't quite get the language right. Their phrases are off. Like he says, bump fist me, and you're supposed to laugh at that. Why do they not get our language? For some reason, no other species in the universe has humor either.
Yeah, that's another thing. You're right. He's like,
no alien ever has humor or knows what a joke is or gets it.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, it's a joke. What's that? I mean, how many millions of movies has that been a line in?
Yeah,
What's
just
the
let one of
joke?
these guys be funny. Let one of these guys be funny and charming to the point we look like an ape.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just always, it seems like it's always like the alien is of the inferior intelligence, can't quite figure out our language.
Even though they pulled up in a golden
giant
ship,
golden spaceship.
10 times the size.
Yeah.
Yeah, why didn't they use his ship either?
I think because I thought of that too. I was thinking, why didn't they just use his ship? But the guy could not manipulate anything in that ship. Which then begs the question, why don't we just, you work in your ship, I'll work in my ship? Because the alien came over to Ryan Gosling's ship and lived over there with him, but he lived in a bubble basically.
Yeah, he's a bubble boy.
And so he couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
Whereas I would think on his ship, he had his own tools and whatever he could have done. They could have cut their work in half.
Yeah. I mean, they kind of give a reason like, oh, the alien wants to, which is fine, whatever.
Yeah, fine, whatever.
But at the same time, I'd kind of be like, dude, listen, we're on a time crunch.
Yeah,
you got to go back there and do your stuff. I'll do mine. We'll meet daily.
Yeah, we'll have a meeting in the morning.
Yeah.
See how we're doing.
If we have a breakthrough, we'll meet again. We'll meet at night.
So what would you give it on a scale, on the old 10-point scale?
5.
That's where I'm going to
just average.
No desire to ever go see it again.
No, it felt pretty long.
I know that. Yeah, it did feel. It's one of those movies that felt long, so that's no good. Definitely could have shortened it up. I mean, there's a lot of scenes that just play out, that just
keep going.
It's like, all right, we get it. Let's just wrap this part up. And at the end, there's a whole, you think, okay, he's heading back to his planet. Ryan Gosling's going back to Earth. We got it.
Yeah, we're done.
And all of a sudden, no.
Yeah.
There's a problem, and Ryan Gosling has to go intercept his ship to try and save him because now Ryan Gosling's going to give up his trip back to Earth. That's what I mean. You get that character growth, and there is, and I bet you it's great in the book. It had to be great in the book. That's why they said, let's make this into a movie. I just feel it didn't translate as well as it probably could have. Maybe not could have. It probably was difficult to do.
Yeah.
But there's definitely movies that do the alien relationship better. There's movies that do the end of the world stakes better.
Space in general. I was never taken away by the visuals either.
No.
They were good. There's nothing like...
You don't notice them. Like, go, that's stupid, that's bad.
Yeah, they all look good, but again, it's bad news for this movie that Interstellar is out there.
Because it does, for some reason, it draws a lot of comparisons. I think maybe I don't know.
It's just like,
because
it's a guy in space just trying to figure out this code to save the universe.
Yeah.
But even in Interstellar, maybe this is also why, but he has a couple people with him. And the TARS box is with him, that machine. So I feel like it's just like...
Which I almost feel like...
more variables to play off of.
Yeah. It's tough to do. But like that one with Matt Damon, Gravity, with Susan Sarandon, where it's basically one person, even Castaway, or is that what it was with Tom Hanks?
Yeah.
On the island by himself. So it's sort of that same sort of thing, because they don't have anything to play off, but they all were done better.
Yeah. Movie's average,
Yeah, there's people that will love it.
Oh, for sure. Because there's nothing completely wrong with it. There's no like glaring thing where I was like, oh, this is stupid.
No, absolutely not. No. It just didn't hit for me.
Yeah, I don't know.
I just, like I said, for whatever reason, I've never had this experience before. This movie would be better as a book.
Yeah.
Which is not a glowing recommendation from me, but yeah. I can see where there's some people out there that would really get into it.
Yeah.
And I'm not knocking it at all.
No. It's just
I don't know if I can highly recommend. It would depend on who it is that I'm talking to. If I was talking to you, I'd be like, don't waste your time.
Yeah.
Because it's probably not the type of movie for you.
No.
But there's some other friends, I'd be like, you could go see it. You'd probably like it.
Yeah.
If I was talking to myself, I'd be like, don't bother. I need some more explosions. I need,
That one explosion
in
girls. That one explosion was good.
What explosion?
When the lab blew up. Were you in the bathroom?
No, but see, that was just like an incidental background explosion.
But I'm saying that was like real powerful stuff because the shockwave hit them and then the noise.
Yeah, And then that had stakes because you knew that the dudes just blew up, and that's how he gets on the mission because.
And I like that he was
ready.
This might be a spoiler, but I think we kind of
spoiler alert.
But I like that they like forced him in there. I was like,
that was different, and
that was a twist because I was like, oh, he's probably just gonna be like, I'll go.
Yeah, because that's a trope too. I'm not doing it. No, I'm not coming out of retirement for that. You know, always the hero, and then. Okay, yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah, just drug him.
This guy, they had to knock him out and put him on the spaceship, which was cool. I did like that.
Yeah. But, again, I feel like that would have been. I don't know. I guess that's fine for the end. I don't know. Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
I just feel like that's a lot more interesting. Like all the Earth stuff, like you said, was a lot more interesting. Like even that moment where it was like, oh wow, you know, this kind of sucks.
But but then you go back to this slow moving, no stakes.
Yeah.
Like down on the Earth parts, they're explaining what's happening and why it's happening, how it's happening. I think you start to get into that.
And to their credit, though, I really was understanding what was going on.
Oh, yeah.
On the science side of stuff. Like, admittedly, in Interstellar, you're kind of like, what's...
Yeah, sometimes you're like not exactly sure what's going on.
What's the problem here? The Dust Bowl's happening, and then like you get to the Tetris box or whatever it is. You're like, what is this? What is going on?
It's cool, but I don't know exactly.
You just kind of have to go with it. Like this, I was like, it's very clear. I understand why they need to go here and what's happening.
Yeah, good movie, solid 5.
Yeah,
I think it's going to depend on what you like, how much you're going to like this movie.
Yeah, I don't know. It just was there.
And if anybody from the Northeast Ohio area
has seen a Sasquatch,
if anybody has seen a Sasquatch, I've seen some things in my days. I have not seen a Sasquatch. I have not seen nothing. I've done a lot of hiking. I don't think I've ever seen anything weird in the woods.
Yeah, there's weird stuff out there.
Oh, there's weird stuff. I mean, I've seen
weird.
I've seen a ghost. I've seen a shadow person. I've seen a UFO. And I've had bizarre nighttime encounters with creatures in my room. But I have not seen a Sasquatch.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything.
You've seen nothing?
I haven't seen anything.
Nothing?
I don't know. Nothing.
I think you would know if you knew.
Yeah.
I think if you saw it, you would know.
I guess not. Wow.
Yeah.
One day. Maybe one day. Maybe I will go to Northeast Ohio.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know that you want to be exposed to that kind of stuff. It's a burden that few of us have to carry.
This guy had a bad dream.
No, man. No.
One bad dream. And he's been through Vietnam.
Here's something else. Since we're on a vaguely urban legend, I've had recurring dreams throughout my life. There's been about 3 different ones. I want to know if other people have recurring dreams, like vivid recurring dreams. You have recurring dreams?
Funny enough, when I was little.
But no more?
They're like vaguely recurring. It's like the same people and the same thing happens, but it's never the same, you know?
But like the major plot points are the same.
Yeah. But there was one when I was little. This was like a nightmare. And I was standing at the end of a hall, and a guy was just walking towards me.
What kind of guy?
Like a guy in a suit, like a nice suit.
Like a Man in Black?
Like a Man in Black. But not in like the government sort of Man in Black. Like a Stephen King in The Stand Man in Black.
Oh, well,
but he was walking down the hall. And this was before I read the book, by the way. Like I said, when I was little. Okay. And like you could hear his boot heels clicking. And it was like echoing real loud. Wow. And I had that a lot when I was little.
So what happened?
He just kept walking towards me, and then I would wake up in a nightmare and then come to you.
I don't remember that.
I mean, you were asleep. I would just crawl into bed. I'd be like, dude, this feels safer here. But there's that low hallway at school. You know when you run the hurdles?
Yeah.
In the halls?
Yeah.
Sometimes when I go in that hall, when I would go in there, I'd be like, this is kind of eerie.
That's where it's at. That's like where it was at.
Like, I'm not even joking. Because you know how sometimes I would have to stay after school with you?
Yeah.
Or even like after track practice, you know, you're the only one there. Basketball in the dead of winter. For whatever reason, if you go down there in the locker room to get your stuff.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that could be creepy.
It's like that hallway, though. The white part of it, not the red part, the white part. But there'd be no lockers in the dream.
I could see that.
Yeah.
All right, so that's our review for whatever Project Hail Mary, including Dune, Spider-Man trailer, and Bigfoot, and other assorted.
Out of the movies so far that you know about, what's your most anticipated one?
What one were we talking about the other day? Looks like there's a lot of them coming up.
Oh yeah, there's Dune, Spider-Man, Supergirl, Mortal Kombat 2.
Yeah, I think that looks cool.
Avengers Doomsday.
I haven't seen much about that. There was like a horror. I don't know. I was watching a trailer thing the other day.
Ready or Not 2 came out today.
That's where the girl gets.
Yeah, she's like in the game. We were in a movie with her. We were in a movie with her.
She was the one that was checking me.
yeah.
I don't know that I've watched any of her movies, but she's catching on. There was another Samara Weaving movie. That's what it was, where she's in. I forget what it is. But there's a lot of. It looks like there's going to be shaping up maybe to be a good summer.
Yeah. Well, Dune and Avengers share the same release.
What's Tom Cruise doing next?
Probably nothing, dude.
Dude, it's been a little while. I think.
Yeah, you're right. He probably is trying to kill himself again.
He needs to come up with something.
I was thinking about that watching this movie though. The next Mission Impossible. Not that they're making
Mission Impossible in space.
In space, but you know how sweet that would be.
They do that. You know, it never works out.
Well, I'm saying,
Moonraker is James Bond in space.
Okay, but this would be like
Freddy
Mission
Krueger in
Impossible.
space. Jason in space. Leprechaun in space.
But think about a Mission Impossible style movie like this, where they have to save the planet, because something like this is happening.
That's the only.
Could you imagine how wrong stuff would go for those guys?
Oh yeah, that would be
intense. You would have him out there on the spaceship.
They would probably invent a spaceship to go up there and do the actual stunt.
Yeah, he would be doing crazy stuff.
But yeah, that's almost where Mission Impossible would have to go. I mean, he can't go back to like.
Oh, we need to steal a file.
Yeah, we need to steal a file.
Okay, dude. That's a cutscene in the Mission Impossible movie.
Yeah, because you know how it is.
Yeah, they'd have to probably pass it off to new guys.
Even then, yeah.
Your first task, go see if you can break into
the
Area 51. If you can't, you're not on the team.
Maybe they do something like, that's another one, the Steven Spielberg. There was a
Disclosure Day.
New trailer for that. That looks good.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
That is gonna be crazy. Based on a true story.
Yeah, and like that will actually be crazy for like how much of this is real, and they're passing off as a movie. How much of this footage is real? How much of these noises the aliens are making
is legit?
Is real?
How much of the situations are legit?
Yeah, what's going on here?
Because it's like the guy was working, probably like Area 51 or some other similar thing.
Yeah, and he broke out of there.
He decides he's going to spill the beans.
Yeah, who knows?
When does that come out?
That's like summer.
Yeah.
Hopefully Spielberg summer block.
Hopefully, they don't spoil it in real life.
Yeah, I was a little. In real life, yeah, with what's going on.
Nobody wants to see that stupid movie.
So that's how that one ends.
I just saw the interview with the alien.
I just lived. I lived through the experience.
Yeah,
that's like a Vietnam veteran going to Full Metal Jacket.
Yeah.
This is nothing.
I got nothing for that movie. Yeah. So, all right, like, follow, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.